Coming up next, a sheared hydrant forces people out of their homes in Mira Mesa. We have an update tonight.
If you see this sweet little face online, they are not for sale. Details coming up.
A lawsuit seeking class action status has been filed against the city of San Diego over high water bills. I'm Shanna Handy with those details coming up.
UC San Diego researchers are using AI to predict what drugs to use to treat cancer patients.
Kate Bosworth walked the red carpet, and now the Oceanside International Film Festival can't wait to tell you who's coming next.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts now. New tonight, we go inside one woman's Mira Mesa apartment flooded after a car crash sparked a chain reaction. Good evening, I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. It happened near the corner of Maya Linda Road and Gold Coast Drive this morning.
CBS 8's Jesse Pican shows us the extent of the damage. Jesse?
Yeah, guys, not a fun day for anybody in this apartment complex, let alone the people who were actually living in those affected apartments. Our crew went inside one of those apartments with the woman who lives there, where she showed us everything the water damaged. She says a lot of her personal things, from documents to donations she was going to send to the Philippines, are now soaked.
Damage. Inside's damaged too.
Rosalie Tatooine has no choice but to sleep outside her home tonight.
The bed, my things going to the Philippines is all new.
She and 11 other neighbors, including 5 kids, woke up to a surprise this morning as water gushed through their doors.
I heard that like a bang, bang, because I always, because most of the time I heard that some breaks. I thought it's nothing happened, and then after 2 minutes, it's like a shower, like a signal number 5 storm.
It wasn't a storm, rather a chain reaction. A car crash kicked off. San Diego fire officials say the crash sent one of the cars straight toward a fire hydrant, knocking it down. That left water gushing into the air, down an embankment, and into the apartments below.
We had a significant amount of fire runoff that was running directly into an apartment building that affected 3 apartment units.
San Diego Fire Department Captain Tony Taekwenko says his crews shut off the water within 5 minutes of getting to the scene, but the damage was done. Rosalie tells us the water made it up to her calves at one point. This water line on the fence around her patio shows it too.
And this one damaged. And the karaoke was damaged. Oh no. Because it's 8:30 in the morning, we're sleeping. We're surprised. And the computer damaged.
Fire officials say they worked with the apartment complex management to get water restoration companies and the Red Cross on the property as soon as possible. In fact, Red Cross workers were there while we were there already. Neither of the drivers were hurt. Fire officials also say they replaced that fire hydrant just about an hour after the crash. Carlo?
Thanks, Jesse. Meanwhile, in Barrio Logan, streets were flooded earlier today by a broken water main. This is below the Coronado Bridge on Crosby Road and Cesar Chavez Parkway just before 8 this morning. The flooding even reached nearby train tracks, stopping service for a bit. It did look like drivers were being cautious as they worked their way through, although that driver drove around the barricade at the track. Not so sure about that. The City of San Diego crews did eventually shut down the broken water main. A CBS 8 follow-up tonight. San Diego police say they've arrested the man who set fire to and destroyed a memorial dedicated to a local cyclist. 32-year-old Alvaro Lopez was already in jail on an unrelated charge when he was booked for arson back on January 5th. He's expected in court Monday. The memorial on Camino del Rio South paid tribute to Matt Keenan, a husband and father who was killed by a wrong-way driver back in 2021.
If you're in the market for a puppy, listen up. A breeder in Vista says pictures of her dogs have been found in several places online.
But as CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes tells us, popular puppy scams are taking thousands of dollars from unsuspecting victims.
When you're in the market for a fur baby online, these sweet little faces might be tempting, but you gotta think twice before paying a dime.
My puppies are sold before they're even born. I never advertise puppies for sale.
Kathy West says these puppies advertised for sale online already have owners and they are not for sale. Kathy says a friend alerted her to the scam.
There was a private Facebook page that had used my photos changed the language on my post and said that puppies were available.
Kathy says she reported that page to Facebook and it was removed, but then she got another message from a complete stranger online.
They found my photos again on another Facebook page, and unfortunately, they had actually given people money. I felt violated. Not only were they using my puppy photos, but also had used a photo of my husband and I from a football game completely unrelated to dogs.
Kathy says she's found several cases of her dog's pictures falsely being used online in expensive puppy scams, claiming the dogs are for sale for $1,500. Kathy's dogs range from $3,000 to $3,500.
This is the same person then that just this past week has a Facebook group with 3.4 thousand members, and they were using photos of my adult dogs as their cover photo and also misrepresenting that they have puppies available.
San Diego Sheriff's Office says Kathy did the right thing by reporting the fake sellers to Facebook. They say you can better protect yourself from puppy scammers by never sending money without seeing the animal in person. Use cash apps for payments, but don't use the friends and family option on the app because you can't get your money back that way. And only meet up in public places to make sure that you're safe. Kathy says for folks looking to find their forever friend,
if they're looking for a purebred dog, you can contact their breed registries like AKC. Most people are familiar with the AKC. There's also the UKC. We have a dog show in Del Mar and also in Valley Center. So it's a great place for people to go. First, you get exposure to all kinds of different dogs, but you can meet people that are associated with the breed and can also point you in the direction of an ethical, responsible breeder.
And of course, there are several other places for you to find a new forever friend. Just be sure to check out your local shelter and rescue groups. Kirsten Holmes, CBS 8.
Thanks, Kirsten. A woman is in custody tonight after San Diego police say she stabbed 2 people, then barricaded herself in a home for 5 hours. It happened around 9 this morning at a Rolando Village home on 68th Street. Officers say the woman stabbed a man and another woman, then barricaded herself in the home. A SWAT team eventually surrounded it, and officers arrested her around 1:45 this afternoon. Investigators have not released her name or what led up to those 2 stabbings. We also don't know anything about the conditions of the victims.
A $300 million Russian yacht seized by the U.S. government 19 months ago was spotted yesterday cruising around San Diego Bay. As CBS 8's David Goffson reports, the government wants to sell that yacht to the highest bidder to get out of skyrocketing maintenance costs estimated at $1 million a month.
A viewer told CBS 8 he snapped this photo of the $330 million Amadea Russian super yacht cruising through San Diego Bay on Wednesday. Online tracking of the yacht showed it left San Diego Bay around 11 a.m. and made a big loop off the coast of La Jolla before returning to its dock in National City. The voyage, apparently part of routine maintenance of the seized vessel, estimated to cost taxpayers $1 million a month. In 2022, the U.S. government seized the Amadea to help fund Ukraine's war against Russia, claiming the yacht was owned by a sanctioned Russian oligarch. It's been docked off Pepper Park in National City for the past 19 months. Now the U.S. government wants to sell it, filing paperwork in a forfeiture case in New York earlier this month, saying, quote, plaintiff may seek interlocutory sale of the Amadea as it would be more economical for this litigation to proceed against a corpus of cash, i.e. the Amadea sale proceeds, as compared to a physical ship that requires substantial maintenance costs every month.
It's a costly maintenance. It's much more costly than, a seized car where you put into a lot and you pay, $150 a month to have the car sit there until forfeiture is determined.
Former San Diego U.S. Attorney Charles LaBella is not part of the forfeiture case, but he says in order to win, the U.S. government is going to have to prove the actual owner of the yacht is indeed a sanctioned Russian oligarch.
In most countries, people who have enough money to buy a yacht like this hide behind LLCs, bearer bonds, and they create a paper trail that's almost impossible to unwind. At the end of the day, if, as and when it is sold, then the residue of the money, when you take out the maintenance fees, would go to the war effort.
The bottom line is that forfeiture case in New York City may not be complete until the end of the year. Meantime, the yacht sits here incurring $1 million a month in maintenance costs. In National City, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thanks, David. Today, there's a new push to ban rodeos in the city of San Diego over animal cruelty concerns.
City Council member Kent Lee is introducing this proposal just days after a rodeo was held at Petco Park. At that event, a 6-year-old horse threw his rider and crashed into a fence. Officials say the horse is recovering and is expected to be okay. If you are hoping to tie the knot this year, you can add one more potential wedding date to your calendar. San Diego assessor and county clerk Jordan Mark says his office will offer walk-in weddings on Leap Day, which is Thursday, February 29th, just 6 weeks away, so you got to plan fast. Couples hoping to get married on this special day can choose between using the indoor ceremony room or the outdoor wedding venue. Appointments can be made online at www.sdarcc.gov.
The city of San Diego faces a lawsuit tonight related to rising water rates.
Plus, where these so-called ice jams are causing major problems and flooding concerns for homeowners.
Well, for us, we are talking about the cloud cover that's still hanging around. We start build in by the early afternoon hours, and as we go all the way into the weekend forecast, we're talking about cloud cover and rain. Your complete forecast is ahead.
And up next, why your homeowner's insurance is going up and steps you can take tonight for a possible discount.